All right, so you use AI every day, right? You may even brag about it. You may write a LinkedIn post about how you've implemented AI in your workflows for the past 6 months. But let's be honest with ourselves. This version of using AI is actually just replacing Google.
Hey there. I've got a really great feeling about us teaming up. How can I jump in and help?
Hey, I'm just really curious, what's the best JavaScript framework for 2026?
For 2026, one of the top JavaScript frameworks is Next.js, especially if you want scalable full-stack projects with...
Oh, wow, thank you. That's not a workflow. That's not a workflow. That's just Google with extra steps and a friendlier vibe, a better voice. And that's fine. I have done the same thing. I still do the same thing sometimes. I was there with you. But there is so much more power in these tools than the way that you're using it today. And so that's what this video is about. Ways which we can supercharge our AI skills and not become an AI influencer. It doesn't matter which tool you use. ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, any of them. The best way that you can supercharge the value that you get out of these AI tools is to not just ask questions, but provide context and view these tools as your thinking partner, as a really smart best friend who you're bouncing ideas off of, not just asking direct questions like a Google replacement. The way that I want you to reframe this in your brain is that you need to stop doing the what is, how do I style of prompting when it comes to ChatGPT, and you need to provide context, an entire situation to the LLM. I'll give you an example. I recently started vending Pokemon cards at card shows, and I am the absolute worst at Excel. Instead of going into ChatGPT and saying, how should I keep inventory for my Pokemon business? I provided it my situation, my problem, and the possible outcome that I wanted to have with it. Hey, I'm going to vend my first card show this weekend. I know that it's going to be busy. I have a lot of inventory and I need to keep an inventory system. I'm terrible with Excel. I'm terrible with spreadsheets. And I know since I'm the only one working the booth who can keep track of inventory, my 5-year-old son is not taking care of that part. I need the system to be quick. What I'd like is a sheet that I can add to my Google Docs. And with that sheet, I want to be able to track inventory, both what I sold and what I've bought or traded in. And at the end of the day, I want to know my numbers. How much revenue did we make? How much profit was there? Providing that additional context, while it does take longer than just saying, make me a spreadsheet to track inventory, it provided an output that was 10 times better than what I would have got if I just asked for a simple inventory tracking sheet. Another thing that you may be doing for your AI workflows is asking AI to generate things. Hey Claude, write the script for this video. I'm going to talk about how people are using AI as just an expensive version of Google, and I think that's wrong. And Claude would pop out a script. But the better way to use these LLMs is to use it as a pressure test for your ideas. Simple things like an email response, something you don't want to spend a lot of time on, sure, have it generate the whole thing. But come to the LLM with a outline, with a rough idea, half-baked thought, and have it pressure test that. Have it interview you about where you see value, what your unique angle is, about how it can use your voice. These tools are really great at getting out of your own head, getting out of your own way, pressure testing your ideas, pushing back when you want to be pushed back, and generating new ideas, new ways of thinking about things. But if you don't give them the context of the problem you're trying to solve, if you don't give them the context of who you are, those outputs will be very generic. Spending some time to write skills into a Claude, like I have a script writing skill in Claude, I provide it with a half-baked idea, half-built script, an outline of a script. It has the skill that tells it who I am. Hey, I used to do stand-up. I think I'm funny, but I know I'm not. And I like to be self-deprecating. I like to use humor in that way. I tend to ramble a lot. I tend to use a lot of analogies. I am a person with a non-technical background who got into a technical field. These are all things that my script writing skill and Claude know about me. So when I say, hey, I'm filming this video, the title of it's going to be something like, you aren't using AI, you're just using expensive Google, and this is the context and how I want to help people with the end of the video. Here is a rough outline of where I want to go, where I want to start. This is what I'm thinking for the hook. Instead of it just providing a generic AI influencer script, it provides a Aaron and Beta script for me, built for me. And I don't just then take that script and spit it out into the screen like I'm doing now. I Push back. Hey, I don't really like this. What if I do this? Where would this lead? Is this going to kill my retention? Is this really a part of the mission of this video? That back and forth is the power. It's not question, answer, close tab. It is thought, pushback, context. They can be so much more powerful if you start using these models in this way. Another thing, and this is pretty common, you may be doing this already, but it's to give your tool of choice a role. So let's say I am coming up with that Pokemon vending spreadsheet and I'm asking questions about my Pokemon vending business. Instead of just going into chat and saying, hey, I need this Excel sheet, or hey, I need to know if this is a good deal, should I buy this inventory? Before I ask that direct question, I'm going to give my tool a role. I'm going to name that role. Something that the chat can latch onto to know what its purpose is. So if, let's say, there's a Facebook marketplace posting for a really large lot of Pokemon cards that I'm thinking about buying, instead of pasting over the list and asking chat, hey, do you think the numbers work here? I can say something like, you are my business partner and we own a Pokemon card vending shop. You've been in the trading card industry for 20 years and you're much more on the conservative side than I am when it comes to inventory management. I've given it the context of what role I want it to play in this conversation. It's not just going to be ChatGPT. It's not just going to be Claude. It's going to be my business partner who's older, wiser, and more conservative than I am. So when I go and I try to spend $10,000 on a lot of loose packs, $10,000 I don't have, it can push back and say, no, Aaron, you're being a little crazy right now. Here's the caveat though. This takes a lot more effort. It's not just asking a question. It is not just like Google. We're not going to ask what the best JavaScript framework of 2026 is. It takes more work. We're going to provide it the context. This is what I'm trying to build. This is what I want as an output. This is what I already know. This is how much I'm trying to learn. And what do you think is the best framework for this specific use case? Going into one of these tools and just say, give me ideas for this, or give me an email about this. That's not efficiency, it's abdication. You're abdicating your role as the creator, as the email sender, as the human in the loop. This isn't a video with secret hacks. This is just how to get better at the thing you're trying to do, which is use AI to make yourself more efficient, to give yourself superpowers. And to do that, you need to give your AI the superpowers that it needs. Context, roles, conversations, not just simple questions and answers. Honestly, the ceiling of AI is so much higher than even this, and if you are just using it as a replacement for Google, you're barely scratching the surface, and we can do so much more. So here's where I land on this. AI replacing Google is fine. That is a fine way to use it. But you're leaving a lot on the table. The shift is subtle. Stop asking simple questions. Start thinking out loud with ChatGPT, with Claude, with Gemini, whatever your tool of choice is. Honestly, I want to know what you're doing today. Are you just question and answer with your chat of choice? Are you using context? Are you giving it skills? Are you providing an additional markdown file so that it knows what it's going to do? Let me know in the comments down below. And honestly, if this video hit different for you than most of the AI content on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'm Aaron. I spent the last year deploying AI systems for real-world companies with real-world customers, and we're just scratching the surface of how to get started with AI. I'm trying to make the content that you actually want to watch, not just hype videos or listicles about the best tool for X that change every 2 days. To be honest, I tried to make this video 3 times with a script that Claude and I worked on, and it just wasn't working. So this was 100% off the top of the head. Let me know how you like it. I'm Aaron. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.